Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show. Tonight it is Ted and I, and we will be recapping our pop-up event that we had in New York City at the World Trade Center with Uber for Business. So this was a super exciting event, and we're excited to dive in and tell you all about it.
Katrina, it was so exciting, and thanks to our friends, we pulled it off. Can you believe we did it?
I know, and it took a lot of planning, on the back end. Vanessa and I were able to see some of Ted's stress showing through the screen, but him and Sarah did an absolute wonderful job in the end, and I know everyone saw it as a seamless, perfect operation. Even though there were some hiccups in the road, it all worked out wonderfully, and I don't think we could have asked for a better event with a better turnout.
It worked out fantastic. Max Kurtz-Williams, who is part of our production crew. Hey, Jim, good evening. Thanks for being there this past week. So Max had to leave early because he and his wife have been expecting a baby, although the baby was not expected for 2 weeks later. And about halfway through our show, I was sitting up front there. Max usually gives the hand signals, how many minutes we have left. And I noticed there weren't any hand signals coming out. And then I noticed that Tyler, our photographer, who never would do something like that, gave me the hand signal for 5 minutes left. And then Colton he gave me 3 minutes and Colton gave me 5 minutes, and I knew something was wrong.
It all worked out in the end, but Max did have to leave. I know that one of their friends who was local in the area came and helped fill in, but Max is a crucial part of our team. And so when something comes down like that and, family is, the first priority, he had to fly home, and we handled
They had the baby. They had the baby Friday morning.
Oh my gosh.
Did you know that?
Amazing.
I'm getting all the details now. So yeah.
Wow.
And here's all our friends in the chat. Roger was with us, right? You had a chance to meet Roger Conan. What'd you think?
Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful. Yeah, Vanessa and I had the opportunity to meet Roger in person, which obviously Roger is a very familiar friend in the chat, but being able to, put a live persona to Roger was absolutely wonderful. And it was great, catching up and chatting with him in person.
And I saw the interview with Jeff Bogaski. He had a big smile all across his face, Jeff. I saw that. We published it over the weekend. Thank you for being there. You were really important to the event.
Yeah, seeing Jeff was absolutely wonderful. We talked a lot about our trip to Greece with him, and I know that he has something special that he's planning for his daughter. So I'm excited for all that, and it was great to see Jeff in person as well.
How about this young lady, Sarah Van Tyne? What an incredible job she did.
Yeah, Sarah did a great job. Sarah not only pulled a lot of weight on the back end of all the production and planning and everything, but she also had a wonderful and fantastic day doing a lot of the recordings and a lot of the pop-ups. And so that was good. And being able to go to Nobu with her and hang out with her was wonderful.
That's the one thing I missed without having Jennifer Mullins Ness there, was that we didn't get to go to Nobu with her. So
I know. Yes. My mom missed it. And she was very upset because she loves New York and she loves the Fixed Ops Roundtable. So she, she'll be tuning in to not only the After Dark show, but also all the recordings that are coming out. So for those of you who weren't able to make it, or who are on the other side of the world, like David Lucas, there's a lot of information to be shared and a lot to learn virtually as well. So
Jen, a lot of compliments on Katrina and on Vanessa and how poised they are and how confident and ready to take on the world. And they did a great job. And Roger, I know you'll be singing their praises as well. But Katrina, you were absolutely wonderful, you and your partner there.
Thank you. Yeah, Vanessa has a lot going on right now with her post-grad work and a lot of setup for that. So that's super exciting for her, but she wasn't able to join us tonight. So I'm thrilled for her, but we had so much fun in New York City. We had a great time at the event, and then also just in our free time exploring the city and getting to hang out with Ted, of course, and Jean and Sarah and everyone else. We were in the hotel with a lot of people So it was good to hang out with everyone.
Now, where did you go Friday? You were all over the city.
Yeah, we went to Times Square. We did a lot of shopping and a lot of thrifting. So that was exciting to be able to explore and I don't know, experience the city outside of the World Trade Center, what we got to do on Wednesday. So that was exciting. And being able to do all that, of course. But yeah.
And all our friends who were there, starting with Marco. And I thought it was really important that we opened the event with Marco giving us his big announcement that he's hanging up the wrenches, Jim Sabino, and he's going to be doing this professionally. And I think it took a lot of people for a surprise. Did you know he was going to get changed? I don't know if we told you that in the beginning.
It was so exciting seeing that. And I complimented Marco on his, public speaking abilities and the way he addressed everyone in the audience and was panning around, the room. And he was a wonderful public speaker. And then his surprise of him coming out of his technician suit into his business suit was such an exciting twist, and having him open the event. It was absolutely wonderful, Ted. And tell us more about, what he is doing and how he might be working with, various people here at the Fixed Ops
Sure.
Roundtable and also outside of it.
Well, Marco has wanted to for years help other technicians and help dealerships, to acknowledge their technicians and make it a better workplace for them. So he is coming out from behind the shop, and this summer he's going on the road and with his own business. I don't know the name of the business yet, but he's going to be helping dealerships, and he wanted to announce it on Wednesday, which he did. And Ed and I have invited him in next month in July to come to our T3 in Dallas to work with our trainers. And so we'll be putting Marco on the road. And let's face it, I mean, if you could spread some of Marco's wisdom among more dealerships, this would be a better industry, big time.
Yeah, and Marco comes from such a unique perspective to, actually being a technician and, being in their shoes. So coming from him and his perspective, I think that's really valuable for a lot of managers and other people like that.
They did not say, "What's that, Jeff?" Come on. Although you did look GQ, yes, certainly,
We
absolutely.
we didn't even know what that meant, and Jeff had to explain it. So that was that.
That dates us. Okay. Sarah, I don't know if Sarah knows what that means. Maybe. Sean Kingery, you or Kathy might know what that means. And it was a joy to see both of you as well, lovebirds, and a lot of photos going on. And Sean, you guys rocked it there, and then came with us to Nobu, and that was amazing.
Yeah, it was great to see Sean and Kathy, like always. Of course, Vanessa and I gave them big hugs goodbye. But knowing that we'll see them soon, of course, because
I
they're
met Sarah through Roger Conant, by the way. He was the great connector there.
oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, Roger is a great connector, and Vanessa and I having the opportunity to meet him, we got to really see that in person, and it was great to meet Roger and interact with him in person. And he has a lot of wise things to say, and I know he's gonna, continue to share that with us virtually as well.
Speaking of the great connector, Mike Stoll was there.
Yes, Mike is absolutely wonderful. He's a great supporter of Northwood and involved in the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and he loves everything we do here, and we appreciate him. And we call him the Great Connector for a reason. That is a very large panel, Ted, that we have on screen being displayed. Usually we have about 3 to 4
Katrina,
people on a
they
panel.
were all very large. Did you find it? I mean, these panels kept going and going. Like, get another seat. We need one more. Oh wait, we have 9. We have 10 on this one.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. They were all very large for this event. We did longer segments and more people on the panels versus usually, for those of you that have been to some of our other pop-up events, we do, around 3 to 4 people, and they're usually around 10 to 12 minutes. So very different. And there's Brian Benstock. He did our keynote and was also on a panel as well. So he was absolutely wonderful. Having Brian there and being able to, interact with him was great. And
What did you think of his presentation on AI?
it was amazing. It was so engaging and so informative. I didn't look at my phone once, and I went to the back of the room to grab a notebook. So I think that's how
Yeah.
a lot of people felt, and that says a lot about, the way someone is able to present and, with the presentation being as long as that was and everyone, staying engaged, I mean, that truly is amazing. So having Brian there was fantastic, and he's just right down the street in New York, right? Right, Ted?
Just right down the street in Queens, on Northern Boulevard, right? We drove
Yeah,
by Northern Boulevard on Friday.
we
But Brian was great opening up, and, he went 46 minutes
did. Yeah.
and did a fantastic job. He called me on Sunday morning, and, this has been, like, going around the world about how great Brian's presentation to open with. So, there's gonna be a lot of people who wanna see the event, this week on the rebroadcast coming up. So, you're gonna stay tuned, everybody, to social media. We'll be playing everything, and, this fellow here, Chris Walsh, had a big announcement as well. Now the
Yes, Chris.
president and acting CEO.
Yeah, Chris, president and acting CEO of Reynolds and Reynolds. So that's super exciting that, we got to celebrate him at the event and congratulate him for that. I'm sure that's what Sarah is doing in that photo while shaking his hand. So it was great to have him at the event. And he's such a wise man as well and very knowledgeable about current industry trends and everything within Reynolds. When Vanessa and I were able to sit down with him, we learned that he really was all over the company and wore many different shoes throughout his career there. So I think that, that's very valuable when climbing your way to the top and understanding how a lot of it works. So it was great to see Chris again.
So a little of the backstory on this picture. This is the first time that Chris has met Sarah Van Tyne. We did a
Really?
pop-up there in Dayton, Ohio. You were there in October, and originally the talk was that Sarah was gonna come, and then, we said, "No, we're gonna have, one of our young ladies from Northwood come, Katrina Ness," and that was the first time I believe that you actually moderated, a full event, okay, without Vanessa or something like that, and, you were so impressive, and,
Thank you.
um, a lot of people saw those videos, and, some people even referred to you as Sarah at that event too, so
I love it. No, it was such a wonderful time down at the Reynolds headquarters in Dayton. We did do a pop-up event there. So that was one of the many that we've done this year. And we have a lot more to come, especially for the remainder of the summer. Tell us about those, Ted.
so we have one next week already coming up. We're going to Northwood.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna be there for the full tank camp, fixed ops day?
Yeah. I will be there for the Full Tank Automotive Camp and the Fixed Ops Day on Wednesday. So what Full Tank Automotive Camp is, it's a residential camp at Northwood for high school students and students that just graduated high school that are, interested in the automotive industry and have a passion for it. So they kind of get to step on campus, see what life would be like as a student and build industry connections and learn a lot about it while they're there. So having, the Fixed Ops Roundtable on campus will be not only, great on this end of things, but then also, having the students there and able to kind of interact and see that will be exciting as well. A lot of people in the
Absolutely.
chat tonight.
A lot in the chat. Everybody, so if you have not yet come to Northwood, I know Tony Owens has been there, I think maybe more than once.
Yes.
You are welcome to come next Wednesday, the 18th, the Fixed Ops Day in Midland, Michigan. It's going to be a 5-hour event from 8 in the morning until 1. And join the Fixed Ops Roundtable. If you let me know in advance, we might even have a hotel room for you, okay, if you're coming, and be part of the production there. And it's going to be for high school students, like Katrina said. Vanessa will be there as well, and that'll be a really special event. And it really set the stage for everything that happened last year. Come into that event last June, Katrina.
Definitely. Yes. This will be our second time doing it. We had our first one last year, and that was our second Full Tank Automotive Camp. So this is a newer camp. This will be our third year and our second time doing the event there. But it went very well last year. A lot of good feedback on it. So we're excited to do it again this year.
David Romer was there from Florida. He came up to New York. And David, same with you, okay? A great personality and a great consultant. you in the collision industry and retail, of course, as well. Marco on the technician side. But David, I thought it was important that Marco open up and put the focus on the tech. And you even heard Brian Benstock say, David, in the beginning, wow, okay, I got to take all this in. Okay. The meeting just got opened by a technician. You never see that happen. Okay. But what a great tech. And Jim Sabino, you're right. He can walk the walk and talk the talk. That is Marco. That is our friend. So,
Yeah.
and then we have more pop-ups. We have a pop-up coming. So next week, the 18th of June. Then we have one July 23rd in Houston, Texas, coming up at a big Toyota dealer. We have one in Chicago on August 14th at the Rohrman Automotive Group, Schaumburg Honda. And then we have two in Dallas later in August, one at the Amplify event with Reynolds and Reynolds, and one at a dealership. And then in September, coming right back to you.
Yeah, we're coming back up to Northwood. We have the International Auto Show that is 100% student run. So we will have a pop-up event on that Friday as well. So lots of
yeah. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sean is coming. Sorry.
I know, I'm so excited. Yes, it'll be so good to see Sean and Kathy again.
He is a wizard, right, Jim?
Mhm.
You don't hear
was
that.
amazing. Yeah.
What's he got going on with Northwood? There's something about interns going to be going to Paragon, I'm hearing. Do you know?
Yeah, possibly. I know that he wanted and has been up to campus before and wanted to do some sort of recruiting, but I'm not completely sure how that process is working or how it's looking for the summer or in the future, but I think that's exciting. So Robert Miggs says, welcome to NYC. Hello, everyone. Robert was there. It's great to see him in person. He hung out with us throughout the whole week, truthfully. Robert was there from the first day to the last day. So that was great.
And he drove up from Virginia, Robert Miggs. He got there late in the evening, but he joined us for dinner. And then the next day, I mean, he didn't get home till like 3 a.m, Robert. So, Robert, thank you for coming and finally, meeting you in person. And Robert, I thought it was really important that you were in that room with everybody else, because I don't think anyone's ever going to forget that. So it was that strong.
Yeah. It was great. That was wonderful.
All right. Tony is coming on the 18th. There we go. We got confirmation.
Wonderful. Yeah, he's been on campus before, Tony, multiple times to Northwood. So that'll be exciting to have him again this year. And I can't believe it's coming up this fast. I feel like we are cramming pop-up events in this summer. We're everywhere at once, truthfully. It's one after the other, and it's so good. It'll be so good.
Sarah, this is what they asked for, more pop-up events, right? So here we are delivering on the pop-ups, right? So now we gotta produce, right? And we gotta put them out there. But Sarah, if this last one was any indication, they're all gonna be great.
Yeah, and there's more in the works, of course, as the year goes on. So that'll be exciting.
There's some really exciting ones coming. So, all right. So Vanessa is going to graduate Northwood when, and this is going to be for her master's, right? This is the last hurrah.
Yeah, so she walked the stage for commencement in May with me as well. And then I think she leaves campus like the last couple weeks of July is when they finish up the master's program, and they'll get their certificates like in the mail and then in their emails. But yeah, she walked the stage, but they haven't technically graduated or finished school yet. But she'll be out of there at the end of July. So
you and Vanessa are co-hosting next week at the pop-up?
Yes, Vanessa and I will both be there. Vanessa's done a lot of hard work and planning into, putting the whole full tank automotive camp together. I know she's taken a lot of marketing initiatives for it, but she'll do a lot with the event on Wednesday as well. So we're excited to host and to see everyone that week. It'll be good.
Tony Owen says Katrina Ness is a natural, and he's right. You are. You really are. Mike Stoll said the same thing last week.
Oh, I mean, we've talked about it before, but it definitely comes with a lot of practice. I mean, Vanessa and I have been doing it for a year and a half now, and we've not always been this comfortable, not only like in front of the camera like this, but also doing mini mics and filming content and everything like that. So it comes with time and practice, but I think you can progressively see the improvement.
How many mini mics did you do this time?
I think around 30. So we got a lot done. For those of you who were able to participate in them, thank you, and be on the lookout because they'll be coming out soon. So super exciting. But yeah, we got a lot done and a lot pushed out, which is great.
And Sean Kingery, I mean, now, Vanessa and Katrina are like texting me like, okay, we got another one coming, got another mini mic because they're editing these, right? And they're got another one ready for you. And like, holy jeez, they're all coming all day long, right? We got all
Yeah.
these. That's good though. I like it. So
They are good. They are good. And we'll hopefully get some next week as well while we're up at Full Tank, possibly with some of the, high school students, and also some of you all who will be up there. So that'll be exciting to get more. Thank you, Jim. That really means a lot. But yeah, we'll have a lot more to come and a lot more social media being pushed out.
this Jim Sabino, I think I mentioned it once, like 5 years ago. He didn't even have his picture posted, right? It was like a blank shell where the picture would go, right? And now look at him. He's out there in front. He's on panels. He's the king of the north, as they say, right? So
Yes, the king of the north. And we got to meet Jim in person for the very first time. So it was so great to see him in person. Sat down with him, had a great talk, and just it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
great job, Jim. So, and then we had some pretty good food when we were in New York City too. We had that dinner the night before, and that lunch we had with Sarah. I know you don't eat seafood. I took you to a seafood place, but
No, it was
that was pretty good too. So
yeah, we went to this Greek restaurant. It was absolutely wonderful. I'm pretty sure Vanessa picked out the lobster that was served on our table. So that was so cool. It was such a great experience, and we had a wonderful dinner. Even the food, during the event, Uber was super hospitable. They had breakfast and lunch for us as well, and just enjoying the view and up in the World Trade Center was absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much to Uber for letting us have the pop-up event there.
big shout out to Uber and Isabella and her team. We went through a lot with them to get this thing done, and we didn't know whether we were going to be able to pull this thing off until the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we did, and they were very nice to us. And they also treated everyone to Nobu later on, and that was pretty amazing as well. So that was really good.
It was really cool. And I know a lot of people from Uber also flew in from out of state, various people from, down south and then also California. So not only did we all come in, but they brought a large team in for the event as well that, you wouldn't expect because they have that large office in New York, but they had a big group in too. So it was cool. It was really cool.
So Capital One emailed me this afternoon. They emailed Sarah also, and they said they wanted to confirm how many people came, who was there, and starting to get the metrics on this thing. And I sent them the attendee list, Katrina. And we had only one person who had confirmed and did not show up. Everybody else showed up. I don't know on the Uber side how many they had, but from our side, only one person was not there. So it was a really strong attendance. So
that's amazing. Yeah. And to, have that strong of attendance and to be able to get everyone in smoothly to the World Trade Center and just to make it, run perfectly. It was great. I'm really happy that it turned out that way and that it ran so perfectly. So it was a great event. It was a great event.
And Robert, we had Joe Lockhart there, right? And we had Ann Lister and we had Brad Lister. I had never met Brad before, so that was great to have him there. And a lot of good friends. And we had a lot of friends from the first one 6 years ago, like Cesar Augustus, who came back up, Robert Sebastian, Jay Gonanen was there. So, and we had that technician from Houston, Curtis Gardner, who came up special. So I think it was very well organized, Jim. And Uber, certainly made that happen. And we had a schedule, Jim. We had to run on time because we definitely had a clock that was going to run out that day.
Right. No, but it did work out. And Uber was very well organized. They kept us in line. And it was overall a great experience from, the moment we stepped into Nobu sushi reception. It was wonderful. It was perfect.
All right. So we're gonna have to top this, Robert and Jim. So we'll have to find another location. Maybe Carter Myers, maybe something in New Jersey, Jim, right? I know Mickey was game for that. Mickey Quinn at Vanguard was looking sharp with that jacket, right? So Mickey did a great job, and we got to see him in person. So
yeah, and it's great to see a lot of people who were able to attend the event in the chat tonight. So thank you all for tuning in tonight and, seeing us in person last week.
All right. So the schedule is we're going to be releasing the event likely over 3 days this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't have a schedule yet. It's still in editing. There's a lot of footage. We want to make sure it looks great and that everybody can access it cleanly. And we'll probably do a couple rebroadcasts on it. I know what everybody wants to see, okay, on that broadcast. So it'll be coming out this week. And so we won't be here on Wednesday Night Live. We'll likely have some of the segments playing Wednesday evening as well. So watch for that. And you'll see it on YouTube. And we're just going to blow it up big. And then Katrina and Vanessa and I will be back next Monday night before the full tank camp. So
definitely. And Vanessa and I will be taking the After Dark show on Monday night from Northwood, where we'll be staying. So that'll be exciting. I'll be up there in a week and I can't wait because I miss it. Being at home is nice, but we love Northwood.
Yep. And Larry Tully was on his best behavior and did a great job. And I want to let you know that Parts Sells Ours. That was the name of our parts panel. And Troy Blackwell, I wanted to make sure that you and I sat next to each other on that mobile service panel. So it was great to have you there on short notice, but you pulled it off. And you did that in true automotive professional fashion. So great to have you and Spiffy with us, Troy. And, buckle up. We got a great ride ahead of us, right? So a lot coming in our industry. So Troy Blackwell from Spiffy. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the broadcast this week. And we'll be back again live next Monday night.